Hey guys, we are back. It is part two to this two-part series, 24 lessons I've learned in 24 years. And I gotta admit, part one was a wee bit rushed, but I'm doing my best to stay consistent here. And these past couple of months have been just so busy for me, and I've truly been on autopilot. But I'm also trying to maintain some sort of outlet in some sort of craft while life and work is just kind of kicking my butt. um, but I'm going to take my time today and give you guys better quality podcast episodes. I will. I promise. So I'm just going to jump straight in to the next 12 life lessons, starting with number 13. Do not wait on anyone to get anything done. I understand that starting anything, especially starting anything alone, can be extremely frightening. You might not want to start a YouTube channel alone. You may feel more comfortable doing it with your best friend, or you may want to travel out of the country, right? And you don't want to do that alone. You might want to do that with your best friend because it may be more comfortable for you. But I think it's so important to not set goals or have plans with other people because you need that push. Easier said than done, but you definitely got to be your own push because other people can back out at any given time. Your best friend might not want to do YouTube after a year of doing it, or she may not have enough PTO to travel out of the country. So it may take failing over and over and over again by yourself before you finally get it right. But at least you don't have to worry about the possibilities of someone backing out. Number 14, develop hobbies, whether they have meaning or not. And speaking from personal experience, just do something that is enjoyable for you. Do not try to make money from everything. When you attempt to monetize off of a hobby, I truly think that it strips the joy away. And I've attempted to, well, I'm not even going to say attempted to, but I have launched two businesses within the past 2 years. And they started out as a hobby, they started out as a craft. But the minute I said, hey, I can make some money from this, I can make a business with this. Not everything needs to be a business. That's number one. But definitely do things where you're not trying to make a profit off of it. Number 15, your parents are not always right. I know. I know. I used to go to my parent all the time for just advice and direction. And I think it's so important to just remember that times have changed since they were our age, and their circumstances then is way different from our circumstances now. So definitely take your parents' advice lightly because at the end of the day, you are the person who ultimately chooses your life path. Number 16, ask questions. I think asking questions is so important. So please ask questions. There's no such thing as too many questions. Maybe there are, but ask questions. Number 17, if it interests you, give it a try. And if it does not work out, that is okay. I am a firm believer in attempting to do something, whether it works out or not, because I think it's so much better to attempt to do something than to not do it at all. And you also won't regret not giving it a try. For example, I realized that those two businesses that I launched is something I did not enjoy. And I realized that being a business owner is just not for me, at least not online. It's not meant for me to do online shops and package things up and go to the post office like every day. That's not something that I enjoy or something that worked out for me, and that's okay. Number 18, do not tell your friends everything. I mean this so much because, I just don't care how close you guys are. Do not tell your friends everything. It took me doing some reflection on my past friendships. These are people I don't speak with anymore, but I thought to myself, I overshared a lot with these people. And I told them things I wouldn't tell anybody right now, you know? So definitely just be careful with what you share to other people. Friendships end, and that's important to remember. Number 19, making your bed every morning is so important. And it's so funny because I just added this to my list of life lessons. I just added this to my list of life lessons because I recently just came across how important it is to have your bed made every day. And believe it or not, I probably just started doing this last month. Only because I didn't have my bed made one day and I just realized how much it affected my day and how much I felt so out of order and everything was just all over the place. So definitely make your bed every morning because it really impacts and reflects your state of mind. And I think that when everything is in the right place, you just feel more organized and in control. And that was the issue I was having. I just felt so out of control. Number 20, you can never have too many pairs of socks and leggings. That's just a fact. Number 21, have no regrets. I think any experience honestly shapes who you are as a person. And if it was a negative experience, I think it's important to just look at it as a lesson, learn from it, and move forward. Number 22, make lists. I cannot stress how essential making lists are, whether it's a to-do list, a grocery list. Lists just make you feel like your life is in order. And again, it just makes you feel more in control. I typically just make general lists, just to-do lists with things that I have to do for the day. But I do know people who make to-do lists where they have specific times dedicated to specific tasks. So 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. may be grocery shopping. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. may be cleaning the bathroom, something like that. And I think that's a great way to prioritize your time and prioritize it wisely. Number 23, never have expectations. I'm sure we've all heard expectations lead to disappointments, and that is nothing but a fact. Okay? Do not have expectations. I think life is just easier to navigate through when you don't have expectations of people, of jobs, of schools. Have no expectations, guys. I'm, again, speaking from experience, I have expectations for every single thing. And then when things don't go the way I expected it to, it's like I'm either heartbroken, shattered, upset, anxious, depressed, whatever. And I've learned that in order to save myself from those negative emotions, to just not have expectations at all. Number 24, be your own best friend. It is so important to spend time alone and reflect. And to be honest, I used to have a hard time being alone. I would constantly be around other people to distract myself from processing any emotions or thoughts, just overall avoiding doing any inner work. But there are so many pros to being your own best friend and doing things with yourself, for yourself, by yourself. If you listen to part 1, I talked about how I live in my childhood thoughts a lot because my childhood was honestly the best time of my life. But every day I'm realizing that there are pros to adulthood and that is going to look different for everyone. But I think it's so important to not get stuck on one version of yourself because we are constantly evolving, constantly changing. Our perspectives are shifting. And just embrace getting older because it's inevitable. And take care of yourself in all areas. And that concludes the 24 life lessons I've learned in 24 years. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you guys follow or subscribe. I don't know what the terminology necessarily is for podcasts, but definitely make sure you listen on Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts. And make sure you also follow us on Instagram at Thread of Thoughts Pod. And we'll talk next week.